Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course in Introductory Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video shows how to make and use time series graphs. Let's get started. So time series graph simply shows us data values that correspond with different points in time. The example that you see here shows us timber production for different quarters of successive years. So here we've got January, representing the first quarter of the year 2000. And then here we've got April, representing the second quarter for the year 2000. July, representing the third quarter. October, representing the fourth quarter. Now over here on this axis, we've got production in thousands of tons. So here 5 is not 5 tons, it's 5,000 tons. I notice tons is spelled with 2 N's and an E. So that means what we're really talking about here are metric tons, like they use over in Europe and most of the rest of the world, really. So here we have a graph that shows us the level of timber production over time. So as timber production goes up, the graph goes up. And as timber production goes down, then the graph goes down. The data points are all arranged in order of time, hence the name time series. Now, you can make time series graphs like this in StatCrunch. And because there's a little bit to go through with the options, I'm going to present this as a video. Hope it helps.
Okay, here we are in the POTUS data file, and we're going to learn how to construct a time series graph. So let's construct a time series graph using the heights of elected U.S. presidents. So to do that, I'm going to go up to Graph, and then I'm going to come down here where it says Index Time Plot. We're making a graph of the heights, so I'm going to select that column. That's where my data is. And then you don't really want a separate graph for each column. We want to put everything together in one graph, so I'm not going to check that box. But there's different options we have here for our x-axis. So first of all, we have start from index. This is the default setting. And basically what this means is that each time you have a data point on your graph, you're going to be labeling it with a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a sequence like that. So we could use that if we wanted to. Come down here and hit compute. And then here's our time series graph. The thing that's kind of obnoxious with this is that it's hard to tell who's who because everyone's identified with a number. So let's go back into our options window, and here we can look at the other options. We have the option of time, and we've got all sorts of different units for time: date, month, quarter, year. Look at it however you want to look at it. You can select that option. Then you've got different options for, starting it at a certain number. But the increments, typically, the increments here are going to be really different. We have the days here that each president served in office, but they're so random, there's no set pattern to it. We can't really use this to give us a sense of time. So instead, why don't we just come down here and hit custom, and this is a good option to pick if you have categorical data that you want to use for your axis. And we have categorical data here with the names of the presidents. So let's just put that in. So now the names of the presidents are going to appear on our axis. So if I expand this out, we see here the names of the different presidents and the order in which they appear here in the data file. So this is how you make your time series graph. Hope you have found this helpful.
Okay, now here's a summary of what we just did in the video. So if you prefer this as a guide to the video we just saw, feel free to pause the video here and use this guide to help you construct your time series graph. And that brings us to the end of this mini lecture. I hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountainAcademy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.